Happy Thursday, all you big fish, little fish viewers out there on the little fish. That's the big fish, Craig Thompson. Today we head to Winton down south where we have 11 races, first at 12:33. And it's one of those days where you take a line out of the hen, you think, well, how are they going to beat Franco Santino in race 8?
It's hard to look past him, isn't it? He looks very well placed in this race. He's dropping back in grade. My concern is I actually like one in the race that I think can test him and a little bit of value as well. So I have backed one in the race, Michael. I'll be truly honest. A horse and a mare called Pearl Harbor that I think's come back sensationally. She's had 2 trials, 2 wins. What I would suggest to punters out there, the TAB have opened a thing called Win Insurance at the moment. Now, I believe it's a race in 2. I believe Franco Santino's the best horse there. I think Pearl Harbor's trialling like she could push the favourite. She's at $5, but you can back her on Win Insurance at $3.80. Now, what I can say about her is, if she doesn't win, I think she'll run second. So you've got your option. Now, whether your budget's $20 or $100. If you want to back Pearl Harbor and you want to back it on Win Insurance, you've got that option at $100 to win $380. Not the full price of the $5 on the win option, but it's a good cover, Michael, because I think she can test the favourite. And if she happens to get beaten, you're getting your $100 back again, and you can reinvest.
With the Win Insurance, I don't use it very often. It's not something I tend to play, but I think what it's useful for is multis. Say, for example, if you want to multi something and you're thinking, oh, do I really want to chuck this in at $5? You can chuck it in at 3.8, and if it runs second, your multi's still live because you basically equated out to being a $1 return. I think that's pretty useful for people who like, I'm not a multi-punter a lot. I know you are sometimes. I think a lot of people like multis, and there's nothing worse than having a couple of wins and running second in the other. So that's where I find it useful.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. The multis are a good thing. I just think sometimes when it's a race in 2 and you've got $1.50 and one at $5, you're thinking, well, would I be prepared to take $3.80 if I think, well, listen, it's a race in 2. If it gets beaten, I get my money back. I'm quite happy.
Especially to keep your multi alive too, because there's nothing worse than multi not being alive. I thought a horse that win today, wow, was Ridgemont's Son. Race 10. I know the trotting races down south can be really hard to predict sometimes and often hard to come from just off the speed, but I thought the Addington runs, including the one in a semi-open class race 2 or 3 starts ago, were probably good enough to win down here.
Yeah, it looks really well placed, doesn't it? Phil and Brad have got one in there. Humble Lad and Ridgemont's Son, they're both trialling well. Chloe Rose is an interesting runner, of course, with a Dalgety barn. Trialled against the Pacers during the week, would you believe that? And actually trialled up quite nicely. And Blair Orange Drives. Bookmakers have actually opened her at $2.60 favourite. So they're saying, listen, the 3-win mare, we're prepared to take her on against the 5 and 6 winded horses in Humble Lad and Ridgemont's Son. So I think you're getting a nice price around there, Michael. Tend to agree with you. Ridgemont's Son looks very well placed here.
All right, big fella, it's a Thursday. There's a massive weekend of racing coming up on the harness racing front, including the big grass track at Motukarara on Sunday. We need some money. So what have you got for us down at Winton today?
Yeah, really good bet in race 3 and a really good bet in the last. Race 3, a maiden called All About Time. This is actually a full sister to a mare or a horse that raced in the All-Stars barn called Anthem. Won its qualifying trial by 6 lengths. Michael went 3-1 a mile and a half, and that's a pretty good time. She's been back at the trial since. What you'll see today is a huge filly. She certainly doesn't look like a 3-year-old filly, looks like a 6-year-old mare. Really covers the ground. In a race where I think it's a race in 2, there's another first starter in there called Adhara. I think it's a great Quinella, but very keen around the 260. All About Time, race number 3. And a nice value bet in the last. Maddie Williamson's picked up one for Amber Hoffman in the last called Ultimate Sassenach. I thought it's been racing well. It's around about $6. It's a good each way bet in the last, and I think it's got the pull-up blinds on for the first time.
All right, mate, for those who want to punt this weekend, because there's 2 huge meetings tomorrow, Alexandra Park and Addington, how do they get all the whale stuff, not just the big fish, little fish stuff?
Michael, we've got what we're going to call a summer special coming up now. It's a 3-month special. So what we've got happening in the next 2 or 3 months heading into November, obviously cup time, there's more race meetings now. So on average through the winter, we had around 15 or 16. We've got 18 to 20 now with a couple of race meetings on a Friday night now instead of just the one. So we've got a 3-month special. Go to our website, walesharness.co.nz and have a view.
Good on you, mate. We'll talk to you tomorrow night because we have a gigantic meeting coming up at Alexander Park. Everybody having a beat today. Good luck.